thousands and thousands of good deeds every few seconds. And very rare, extremely rare. And that's why lamas are so slippery. You know, I mean, you know, I think of all the great lamas who came to the West, you know, Geshe Rabten, Lama Yeshe, all these great lamas, they're gone. You know, they came and they went. Chujang Rinpoche, Ling Rinpoche. I mean, they didn't die, okay? We blew the karma. You know, we spent it like foolishly spending money. You know, we ran up the credit card and then they cut it off. Yeah. You know, and that's what happens. They don't die. You use up the karma. That karma is very difficult to come by. Very expensive karma, and you wear it out. In other words, you have to take advantage of it when it's there. So what's the use of asking them to stay? That is the karma. yeah. That is the devotion, faith of saying, please stay with me, you know. And you don't have to say it. It's good to say it directly to them. Next time you meet Zasep Rinpoche or Gelek Rinpoche, say, you know, please live, you know, please stay in my life, you know. Ask them directly. Don't be shy. This is one of those things. Don't be practical. Be devotional. You know, give him like $100 and say, please stay, you know, and cry, you know, and beg him, you know, and that it's intelligent to do that. It's the smartest thing you can do. It's not foolish. It's not childlike. It's not stupid, you know. It's highly intelligent. And that karma, before it's like those mousetraps where their legs get stuck, you know. You know, if you keep your practice really good, if you keep your practices really good, they are forced to stay in your life. They become sticky mousetraps. You know, I always think like that. Every time I'm too tired to do my practice, I say, do you want to lose your lama or not? You know, and then I said, no, I don't want to lose my lama. You know? So I force myself, and I don't do a very good job, but I finish it. You know, so that's all. Those are the warm-ups. When you finish the meditation, there's 2 steps. Okay? And then we're finished. We actually exactly have 59 more seconds to go. You have 2 steps to do when you finish your meditation. First thing, bring that lama into your heart, but via your head. Okay? Unless you have some other way of practice that you've already been doing. I'm saying this for someone who needs a daily practice. So invite them to come. They come to the top of your head. They get very, very small, and then you bring them into you. Alternately, you can make them full size and just melt into you full size. Okay. And that's some kind of blessing that later on in your spiritual career, you could become them.
You don't have a lama?
Dalai Lama's great. Buddha's great. No. I've used Jesus, you know, frankly, or whoever it is that you feel is a really holy being, you know. Or sometimes I just make up this bodhisattva, you know. So I mean, but it should be somebody who your gut reaction to them is like, oh, holy, 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 you know. It should be. Dalai Lama works for a lot of people, I think, you know. And when you meet your root lama, it would be your root lama. And again, root lama could be man, woman, old, young, ordained, not ordained, Chinese, Tibetan, American, black, anything. Doesn't matter. Okay? See, who's your root lama? Okay. You bring them into you as a blessing. You ask them to come, and they melt into you. And all through the day, you remember that they are with you. Okay? Then the last thing you do is dedication. Okay? And that's that pool, stone in the pond thing. You know, you try to see that since every action has a reaction, and since every karma has an exponential result, that just the good deed you have just done in the last few minutes, you know, in the last half hour of meditation and doing your preliminary, you try to imagine that as a seed out of which you are going to become an enlightened being. And you dedicate it to that. You say, I don't want this karma to ripen as another dessert at the restaurant, or something like that. I specifically imagined that this half hour or an hour meditation that I just did is dedicated to that enlightened being that's going to be me. Okay? And you think of it that way. That's dedication. Okay, then you get up, you do 3 prostrations. You run to the room and dress. And brush your teeth. And think of it, you keep this to tell your boss while you're half an hour late. And having done it many times. Now, main thing is do it every day, same time. Okay? Nothing will happen if you don't do it every day. Just get in the habit. At night, do this. And I keep a book. I keep a journal. I go out and buy a blank journal. I call this, some of you have heard it, I call it quality control. There's this thing in manufacturing. We manufacture diamonds and diamond rings and stuff. And we do 8,000 rings a day. And we use 30,000 diamonds a day. And the factory's a huge thing, and 1,000 people there. And each department has its own job. You know, this department has to choose the diamonds. This department has to put them in the ring. This department has to smash the ring down. This department has to polish it. This department has to cast the gold. You know, and then there's all these quality statements. You know, and it gets there, and you start noticing that the casting department is making them with bubbles in it or something. The gold has bubbles in it. You start getting complaints from the customers. JCPenney's calling up. You know, bubbles in the gold. You know, so you have a big management meeting. You know. Spend lots of salary money. You say, what do we do about bubbles in the gold? You know, it's those 20 guys down in the casting department. How do we get them to stop it? Then you read all these management books, you know. And the best way we figured out, it's pretty cool. You call the manager and you say, please announce in the department that we are keeping a count of how many rings have bubbles in them. We're just curious how many per day. Please count them. And that's all. We don't say, you're stupid, we're going to fire you, or we're going to lower your pay, or next time you do it, you're out of here. Or we just say, please count them. Please give us a count each day of how many rings have bubbles in them. Like 3 days, it stops. You know, it just stops. And then it's all over. You don't have to threaten anybody. So through every day, just keep track, okay? And I just do it like that. On the left, I put the good. On the right, I put the bad. Yimbe kunje minyeche. Okay. Left way. And I just list the 3 best things I did today. Serious, okay? Like, go for the real important ones. Like, I kept my patience for 3 minutes with my boss. You know, I mean, that's a major spiritual activity. It's not like I made $20,000. And the bad things, be honest. You know, I had 10 minutes of jealousy when I heard that Geshe Kelsang Gyatso was putting out great correspondence courses. You know. And okay, I confessed, all right. And I put it here, you know, and you know, go for the big. Be honest. Honesty is really great. Nobody's gonna read your book. I mean, one time I left it somewhere and it was kind of embarrassing. But, notice I have it wrapped up. And take your time and do it sweetly. And that's a great practice. You know, in the morning do your meditations, and then do tonglen. Okay, and then in the evening do this check. And just by watching them, they will go down. Just by making an inventory, they call AA, I heard they call it inventory. Just by watching them, they'll go down. Okay? And that's all you have to do. Okay? And then you're gonna get to paradise. Okay? And it works, okay? It really works. Things change. Things happen. If they're not happening, then go examine your practice. If you're practicing halfway well, things will start happening. Notice it. Just up to you. I can't do anything else. Make it daily. Make it small, short, sweet, daily. And because things are empty, you can become anything. If they weren't empty, we'd be stuck like we are. Okay. All right, we'll do a Tangrak Mandala. Now, this point, it's, we just went through the most virtuous stuff in the universe. And truly. And it's very important to dedicate it properly. Okay. So we'll do the first pair, then we'll do the second pair. And then just stop until I say, okay. And think about that rock in the pond. Think that there are powerful repercussions from what happened here today. 10, 15 mental continua are going to go out in the world and change things, and things will change. And you now have the information to become enlightened and stop your own death. So enjoy it, rejoice in it, then dedicate it. Okay, we'll do mandala then. There's a custom we don't prostrate at the end because it means there's unfinished business between us. Okay.
I want to thank everybody for coming.
And also thank you because it's very good for me, when all those Buddhas trick me into reviewing these things.